Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Purvi. Hi, how are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm fine. Hoping for the interview should go best.
Okay. So just introduce yourself first of all.
So, my name is Purvi Malik. I'm resident of Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. I have completed my BSc in 2019 and in 2023 I graduated in law. Recently, in 2025, I completed my LLM and continuously preparing for judicial services.
Okay. So what other states have you appeared for?
So, I've only appeared for this Gujarat Judiciary.
Is it your first attempt?
Yes, sir. It's my first attempt.
Okay. Why do you want to become a judge?
So the day taken my admission in law, I the aura of judge always fascinated me.
Okay. So especially Gujarat Judiciary, why do you think Gujarat Judiciary would serve you? You would serve the purpose of Gujarat Judiciary especially?
So when I started my judicial preparation, it was never state specific.
Hmm.
But recently, when I gave Gujarat, then this gave me an opportunity to appear for pre-mains and interview. So that's why I'm appearing for it.
Okay. Can you name two of your strength and two of your weaknesses?
Okay, so my strength is I'm hardworking and I go with recent development. I try to read them, and my two weaknesses is like I want to know everything, and maybe it is sometimes so much monotonous also. So that is my weakness.
Okay. So you talked about recent developments. Can
Yes.
you name three recent developments which have happened in January?
Okay, sir. So, as far as I can recall, the recent Supreme Court judgment is Romeo Juliet case to add a clause in POCSO. And
Hmm.
number second is right to menstrual health is a fundamental right declared
Hmm.
by the Supreme Court.
Hmm.
So, as far as I can recall this time.
Okay. Have you heard of UGC guidelines?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
UGC
That
guidelines
was
also.
also there. In December 2025, there was one bill introduced in the Parliament related to work-life balance. What was that? Can you remember?
So currently, I'm unable to recall it. Sorry, sir.
Okay. And it was, by the way, it was right to disconnect bill, right?
So,
Can you tell me something about Shanti bill? Are you aware of it?
no, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me something about this decision given by the Delhi High Court related to Kuldeep Singh Sengar? So he was granted bail, and after that, Supreme Court quashed that particular bail. So what was the whole scenario around that?
Currently, I've not gone through that judgment.
Okay,
I've,
since you said that you read recent developments, so I tried to ask about it, and okay, no issues. What do you think a judge should possess? One of the best quality a judge should possess.
so, a judge should be a good listener. He should be impartial and should give the opportunity to hear from both the sides.
Okay, so talking about impartiality, let's take an hypothetical example. How would you handle a situation where a close relative or a friend of yours appears in a court?
So, when it is my personal interest, I'll try to remove myself out from that judgment as given under CRPC. I'm unable to recall the section, but if I'm interested, then I will go out of that case.
Is there any similar provision given in BNSS as well?
Yes, sir. In BNSS also it's given.
Okay. So, what do you think? What judicial integrity is according to you?
So judicial integrity is the honesty, I think, towards the judicial system,
Hmm.
and impartiality, and try to deal with according to the statute, what it says in a case.
Yeah. Can you define accordingly, matlab, according to your life, that any time when you faced an ethical dilemma and how you resolved it?
So currently unable to recollect it. Sorry, sir.
Okay. How do you manage your high pressure situation?
So in that case, I used to calm my mind by listening songs or keep myself in a closed space so that no one should interrupt me.
Okay. Let's take a hypothetical example. Let's say you become a judge tomorrow itself, right? What will be your first priority to deal with?
So my first priority, first to deal with the pendency of the cases. I first deal with it.
Urgency of the cases. Okay. Is it the major issue in India?
Yes, sir. It is a major issue.
And any other issue you think you would weigh above than that?
Yes, sir. A lot of adjournments are there. So that should also be resolved.
Okay. So, just one more question. How do you think work-life balance is important in case of judiciary, in case of legal perspective, including everything in legal field, the corporate sector as well, the litigation as well? Can you differentiate between all the three and work-life balances in all these three?
So due to my limited knowledge, I'll try to attempt it. So I think work-life balance should be there, like balancing the personal and the professional life. It should be apart. We should not mix it. If we are having the pressure of professional life, then we should try to resolve it by giving more time to it and giving more priority to the work, which is more important. And by following our hobby, like my hobby is to listen songs or to keep myself in a private room to calm my mind, that is also to balance both the situations at the same time.
Okay. Recently, Supreme Court pointed out the misuse of Article 32, right? आर्टिकल 32 के मिसयूज पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने रिसेंटली कुछ गाइडलाइंस दी. व्हाट इज गिवन अंडर आर्टिकल 32?
So Article 32 gives the Supreme Court fundamental right to issue writs when a right is violated. Under this fundamental rights of when are violated, we can go to Supreme Court by the way of writs.
So you can directly approach to the Supreme Court.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And where do you appeal to the Supreme Court? In which article?
So appeal can be done given in section 132, 133, 134.
Section.
Articles are given.
And what is Article 136?
So special leave petition.
So will you not go from that perspective? If you have applied in High Court, let's suppose you have applied in High Court and High Court has dismissed your petition, then how will you approach the Supreme Court? Directly under Article 32, or will you go from Article 136?
So I'll go with Article 136 in special writ petition. Special
Okay,
leave petition.
okay. So there was one another issue related to Umar Khalid and Sharjil Imam. You must have heard about it, right? Recently. Have you?
No, sir, I haven't. Sorry.
Okay, no issues. So that is it from my side. Nimish sir, you can continue.
Purvi Malik.
Yes, sir.
Purvi, you are from कानपुर.
Yes, sir.
कानपुर जो है वो और किस चीज के लिए फेमस है?
Sir, leather industries के लिए.
हाँ जी, ठीक है. और
Sir, Manchester of UP.
इसको मैनचेस्टर ऑफ ईस्ट भी बोलते हैं.
Yes.
आपने मेंशन किया है कि 2019 में आपने बीएससी करी थी मैथ्स में और फिजिक्स में।
Yes, sir.
उसके बाद आप 2023 में लॉ पर स्विच हुई थी।
Yes, sir.
हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट बॉडमास रूल?
Yes, sir.
प्लीज।
So board mass indicate bracket. O means off, D means division, M means multiplication, A means addition, and S means subtraction.
सब्सट्रैक्शन, ठीक है। हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट केपलर्स रूल?
So I've heard about it but unable to recall it this time.
ठीक है। आपने लॉ किया 2023 में, फिर आपने एलएलएम किया है क्रिमिनल लॉ से।
Yes, sir.
अभी आपने सर को बताया कि पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस जो हैं वो आप सॉल्व करेंगे अगर आप जज बन जाएंगे, तो आपकी प्रायोरिटी ये रहेगी। आप हमें बताइए बीएनएसएस में ऐसे कौन कौन से प्रोविजंस न्यूली ऐड किए गए हैं जो हेल्प करेंगे पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस को रिड्यूस करने में।
So currently I'm not unable to recall the sections as I'm not good in BNSS right now.
तो कोई प्रोविजन सेक्शन बताइए, बताइए प्रोविजंस बता दीजिए क्या क्या। हाँ जी बताइए।
So can I take 1 minute time?
हम्म।
I'm sorry, sir. I'm unable to recall it. I'm
चलिए
sorry.
बीएनएसएस में क्या क्या न्यूली इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है जो सीआरपीसी में नहीं था, वो तो बता सकते हैं?
Okay, sir. I'll try it.
बताइए।
Okay, sir. So the punishment has been enhanced. Community service has been given more weightage to
व्हाट डू
GMFs.
यू मीन बाय द टर्म कम्युनिटी सर्विस?
So community service, it is the punishment of the court, punishment given under BNS to serve the community as a part of a punishment, and it is not entitled to remuneration as
ठीक
per
है।
section 23 of BNSS.
एंड कम्युनिटी सर्विस इज गिवन टू अक्यूज और कन्विक्टेड पर्सन?
So it is given to a convicted person.
कन्विक्टेड पर्सन। चलिए ठीक है। अभी सर से बात करते हुए आपने जिक्र किया एडजॉर्नमेंट का।
Yes, sir.
आप हमें बताइए बीएनएसएस में एडजॉर्नमेंट और सीपीसी में एडजॉर्नमेंट, दोनों में बेसिक क्या डिफरेंस है? बीएनएसएस में एडजॉर्नमेंट कहाँ डिफाइंड है अगर आपको याद है तो, और बीएनएसएस सीआरपीसी कहीं भी, या फिर सीपीसी में कहाँ डिफाइंड है, कुछ बता सकते हैं?
So I'll try to answer it.
जी।
CPC, it's given under Order 17 in CPC, and there we can give adjournment up to 3 times.
3 times, ओके।
Yes, sir. In CRPC also, the adjournment provision is given, but there is not specific time is given like 3 times or 4 times.
पर बीएनएसएस में कोई स्पेसिफिक टाइम पीरियड मेंशन है क्या अब एडजॉर्नमेंट के लिए?
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall.
चलिए ठीक है। अभी आपने जिक्र किया जब आप सेक्शन 132, 133, 134 बोल रही थी, तब आपने खुद करेक्ट किया अपने आप को, फिर सेक्शन की जगह अपने आर्टिकल बोले।
Yes.
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस को आर्टिकल क्यों बोलते हैं?
I'm sorry, sir.
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर डेफिनेशंस कहीं डिफाइंड है क्या?
Definition. So it is defined at the last part of the article part, but I'm unable to recall the section it is.
लास्ट पार्ट?
Yes.
हाउ मेनी पार्ट आर इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन?
22 parts are there.
And part number 22 deals with article?
And so commencement deals with
तो
it.
कमेंसमेंट का कौन सा आर्टिकल है, कुछ बताएंगे?
So I'm unable to recall the section this article this time.
Definition clauses mentioned under article 366, ठीक है? And article 366 clause 3 deals with the article.
Okay, sir.
Okay. कोई recent constitutional amendment हुआ है क्या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में?
Yes. So yes, sir, right to menstrual health is a fundamental right. It is given by the
Constitutional amendment.
constitutional amendment. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sir, it's a 106th amendment, 1/3 reservation given to women.
ठीक है। ओके, कोई स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजंस भी ऐड किए गए हैं फिर 106 अमेंडमेंट के बाद?
So as far I'm not aware about it. Sorry, sir.
चलिए ठीक है। हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट ईडब्ल्यूएस रिजर्वेशन?
Yes, sir.
बताइए क्या है, कौन से अमेंडमेंट से ऐड हुआ है ईडब्ल्यूएस रिजर्वेशन?
So it has been added in 103 amendment, 10% reservation to be given economically weaker sections.
इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन।
Yes.
चलिए ठीक है। सीपीसी आपका कोई फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट है जिसमें आप कंफर्टेबल हैं?
So evidence law.
एविडेंस। तो हम भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम की बात करते हैं। आप बता
Yes.
सकते हैं कि इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट में कितने पार्ट थे और भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम में कितने पार्ट हैं?
So there has been 11 part in Indian Evidence Act, and right now 12 parts are there.
पार्ट्स और चैप्टर?
So I'm sorry, sir. It's chapter
हाँ, तो इन इंडियन इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट 3 पार्ट्स एंड 11 चैप्टर्स।
11 chapters.
एंड इन भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम?
4 parts and uh, 12
इट्स
chapters.
बेसिक क्वेश्चन।
I'm confused. I'm sorry.
चलिए ओके, कोई बात नहीं। आप बताइए, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द टर्म रिट्रैक्टेड कन्फेशन?
Retracted confession. So, confession is when some accused person confesses. Retracted is later when he refused to accept what he said
हैव
later.
यू हर्ड अबाउट प्रिजम्पशंस?
So, presumptions. I'm sorry, sir. I'm unable to recall it.
प्रिजम्पशंस, ओके। हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट सेक्शन 93 ऑफ द भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम?
So, I'm not able to recall the section, but of course, I have read it.
हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट लेटेंट डिफेक्ट एंड पेटेंट डिफेक्ट अंडर भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम या इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट?
Yes, sir. Yes.
हाँ बताइए, कौन कौन से प्रोविजंस हैं जो लेटेंट डिफेक्ट से डील करते हैं, कौन कौन से प्रोविजंस हैं जो पेटेंट डिफेक्ट से डील करते हैं?
So as far as I can recall, in Indian Evidence Act, 93 or 94 maybe deals with.
मे बी।
I'm not sure about the section this time.
साक्ष्य अधिनियम के बाद कोई दूसरा सब्जेक्ट है जिसमें आप कंफर्टेबल हैं?
So CPC.
सीपीसी। चलिए ठीक है, बताइए सीपीसी में क्या आप एक्स पार्टे इंजंक्शन ग्रांट कर सकते हैं?
So when a party doesn't appear, then we can give ex parte.
एक्स पार्टे इंजंक्शन, इंजंक्शन।
So when party doesn't appear, then only we can give. Sorry, so sorry, sir.
चलिए एक्स पार्टे डिक्री कहाँ डिफाइंड है सीपीसी में?
So So ex parte decree, as far as I know, it's not defined anywhere. It's the provisions are given, but
हाँ,
then
किस कहा किन किन सर्कमस्टेंसेज में अ कोर्ट कैन ग्रांट एक्स पार्टे डिक्री?
yes. Sir.
नेम
So
एनीवन।
okay. So in order 9, when the defendant doesn't appear, then it can pass ex parte decree in order 9, rule 6.
रूल 6। ठीक है, फिर डिफेंडेंट के पास क्या रेमेडी होती है?
So remedy is given under order 9, rule 13 to
सेट असाइड दी
the ex parte decree.
एक्स पार्टे डिक्री। ठीक है, पर डिफेंडेंट ने तो अपील फाइल कर दी।
So when appeal is filed, then to set aside ex parte will not be allowed.
कोई उसका एक्सेप्शन है, जब अपील भी फाइल कर सकते हैं तो हम एक्स पार्टी के लिए एप्लीकेशन भी लगा सकते हैं?
So I'm sorry, sir.
ठीक है, हमें पहले अपील को विड्रॉ करना होता है, उसके बाद हम सेट असाइड की एप्लीकेशन लगाते हैं। चलिए लास्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम माय साइड, आप हमें बताइए, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द टर्म ओनस ऑफ प्रूफ?
Okay, sir. So onus of proof is defined under Indian Evidence Act, and it keeps on shifting as per the circumstances of the case as given under Section 102 of Indian Evidence Act.
चलिए ठीक है, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.